Now you know. I'm only 54 years old. But what you don't know is that today, August 19th, 2024, it's my 57th birthday. Oh, you say 57, how can you be 57? Well, let's go back to 54 before we get that. 227s is a 54. You remember when you were a kid and you heard Jim Morrison was dead and Janis Joplin was dead and Kurt Cobain was dead and all these people were dead at 27? Amy Winehouse and somebody else probably my cousin Jimmy who 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 died during autoeroticism. He was probably 27 also. I can't be sure of that. I may have just made that up. Which part? That I can't be sure or that he did it? But this is a special day, August 19th. When I was in the Army and all my friends were old enough to drink, I was at permanent party at 17 years old. By the time I reached 19, I was sick of sitting back in the damn day room alone with a pool table when all my friends went to the bar. And so I had a friend, a cook. He once told me when his family came down to tell him I'm infantry, I told him I'm infantry, and I said, okay. I never had to lie to his family. I never met him. But that was that guy. Tim, who the hell knows what his name is? But his ID, military ID, was coming apart. And so you were able to peel it in half. And on the back of the ID, it had your height, your weight, your eye color, your hair color, and your birth date. And on the front, it had a picture of you. You just do that. And so there I was at 17 in basic training on that thing that we peeled apart and we ironed it together, the front and the back. And we both acted like we'd lost our IDs and we went and got new IDs. He gave me the back of his, which my hair is naturally brown. You might think it's blonde or something because I sit in the sun. I'm a natural blonde. But phenomically speaking, I'm a brown-haired person. It just turns blonde in the summer. And I had blue eyes, just like him. He had brown hair, blue eyes. He was 5'10". I was 6 foot. I could say, well, I grew a couple inches since I got here because I grew 4 inches in the Army from 5'8" to 6 foot. My legs got longer. I could run as I needed to and carry as much weight as they needed me to. I was a good soldier, tough soldier, drill sergeant, tough soldier. All the way, sir. Airborne, all the way. Yeah. He pulled it apart, and it just made it look like I was fat. His weight on the back of it. And I keep looking for this little fake ID that we put together for me for years. I can't find it. I know I have it. It's in my things. it said 185, and I just had it all planned out. I was going to say I was in the Fat Boy program, and I lost the weight because he was a cook and he was fat. I was 160. Cigarette went out. It's coming. It's funny to me that every time somebody thinks that something is illegal, they don't realize that it's going to be more pervasive. It's going to travel everywhere, because when something becomes illegal, people like the challenge and they get good at it. And then it becomes a bigger problem than it is. Whatever it is. There was one time a guy grabbed my ID, he looked at it, and I ironed it together, and it didn't come apart. And the whole time I was acting like I didn't know what he was doing, but I was like, oh boy, I'm in trouble. And he served me my beer, gave me my ID back, and then I ran it through a goddamn one of those things, laminates. The military did it for me. It was legitimate. I had a fake ID. I actually got caught in formation with it once, and Staff Sergeant Barr, he said, "Don't tell anybody, Ski." And he sent me up to my room, and I came back down with my real ID because I'd been out drinking all night. And it's the interesting thing about all this. August 19th, full sturgeon moon, man. Everybody thinks a sturgeon is a fish, but it's something that changes things. And like Gitchigumi, the big turtle, you know. Didn't see a single one of those when I was looking at the shipwrecks down there. Not a single sturgeon. But today, August 19th, on my alternate birthday, my fake ID birthday, I'm 57 years old today. That's 3 times 19, whatever that means. It's fake. But there's chaos. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. And I find it interesting. This is a wonderful time for chaos, because chaos, as we've been taught through the years, every time something achieves a point of chaos, it takes all the parts, the constituent parts that have been torn apart, and it puts them back together in a way that makes things better. When we hear somebody talk about joy in politics, that's chaos coming around. It's a fine day to be old enough to drink, but it's even better when chaos starts to take hold.